My name's Walter. I'm 25. I'm in Berlin right now. I go to school in Cologne in the west of Germany. I'm originally from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and I've been living in Germany for about 3 or 4 years, studying media art at a media art school in Cologne. I just wanted to be a filmmaker, um, and then I started moving more towards visual arts, but my main means of expression is video or the conventions or questions of narrative filmmaking, both documentary and fiction film, and also literature and photography.
Eu busco a ajuda do meu pai e da minha avó, que me oferece um plano de escape perfeito.
I went to college in Sao Paulo and had the opportunity to go on exchange programs to Europe. And I started connecting with people here and understanding how the art world works here. And it felt more maybe dynamic or attractive in a way. So I applied to different schools for my MFA and ended up coming to Cologne. And it's like Germany's fourth biggest city. It's not really big, but it's a very interesting school. It has to do with censorship. I'm working together with a Brazilian friend, and there's this German multinational company called Bayer. It's a pharmaceutical and agri-chemical company, very big one. It's about to buy the American company Monsanto, and their headquarters is really close to where I go to school. And they have a cultural program, and they invited one of my classes last year to exhibit at their cultural center. And everyone in my class applied, and my project was the only one that actually dealt with the company directly. So we wanted to film in their headquarters, in their factories, and tell the story of a fictitious coworker based on a friend of mine who actually works there. And our project was rejected. So we started to find alternatives. How can we still tell the story? How can we represent this company? Because even though a company like that owns so much of live production, they own so many crop varieties, so much of our food, so much of medication. It's like life. Our lives are their property in a way. Why aren't we allowed to represent them? So there are all these copyrights, like you cannot even mention the company, you cannot show their coworkers sign agreements with a company saying that they cannot um, appear in public without the company's approval. So our film has to do with this um, censorship, or this special kind of the special mode of representation that you have when you're trying to deal with a corporation and with individuals who happen to be part of the corporation, and what can you grasp of this corporation without being part of it, and how this in a way also serves as a kind of metaphor to the development of Germany, the taboos of German society, and the awareness or the kind of history that people tell themselves, or the official narrative of how companies in Germany or German economy works, and why it became so strong in the post-war era. Because this company used to be part of a chemical conglomerate, a monopoly basically, and after the war, It was dissolved into different companies that still operate today, and these companies were involved in war crimes. They had a slave labor camp in Auschwitz, and they also produced the gas that was used in the gas chambers. And it's the case of many German companies that they were involved in Nazi crimes, and still these companies are the biggest companies of today, and they still work in a very cartel-based system where they're only like a bunch of big companies that get a lot of support from the state, that are very well. They manage their labor unions very tightly, so there isn't a lot of criticism to them, and society at large is really enthusiastic of these companies. So yeah, we're trying to understand that on the economical and cultural level too. There's a German cultural institution which is mostly like active internationally, called Goethe Institute. It's in every city in the world almost, like well, every major city, and they have an art program, and they're curating this exhibition in Seoul, in Korea, and in Beijing. And there was an open call, and we applied with a project that has to do with bear, and they ended up accepting us, and they even invite us to go there, and they uh, make money available for the production. So yeah, I'm gonna go there next week to build the installation and be there for the whole duration of the exhibition.